Hey guys, this is Gary Snyder with the Drenched Fur Committee in Erie, Pennsylvania, and this is the second video update for the Drenched Fur 10 news. I first want to apologize. I realized in the first video I had said we were going to post one of these every single month, and it's now the beginning of February, which means I missed January. And that was unfortunately due to waiting for some information to come through that I wanted to provide an update on, and that didn't come until the past couple of days. So here we are. That said, let's get started. I want to talk about some things that we've had a series of questions about and provide some additional updates. So first one is, we were asked about attending the water park only on Saturday of Drenched Fur 10, and that is going to be a possibility. Normally, in the past, we would allow anyone the entire period of registration to purchase their water park passes. However, this year we decided to wait until March 1st to make those available on the website. And that's because in the past, most people purchase those within 30 days just prior to the water park. So if you are one of those people and have been waiting to purchase just the Splash Lagoon water park private event, you can do that the whole month of March from the 1st through the 31st, and then also on the night of the event. You can do a walk-in and purchase then. Also, folks have been asking us about run pricing, and I want to apologize. This year, we did not put a grid on the website explaining the pricing structure, and that's because the only thing that's increasing on the 1st of every month is the run package itself, which includes all the basic options as well as the water park. Everything else, the tours, the beach towel, any additional items are not increasing month to month. So that being said, we didn't put a grid up explaining because only one item increases by $10 each month, and that happens to be the run package. So I apologize for any confusion with that. Also, I wanted to let folks know the situation with our host hotel. I was just informed today that we are almost sold out. We are narrowing down to the last of the rooms in the Clarion hotel that we've booked. Now, there's a couple items I want to talk about with that. The first is that individuals who have recently booked and have confirmation numbers, you're good to go. We do have a series of people on our registration database that we have not been able to match confirmation numbers up to for the host hotel. So we're going to be contacting you within the coming week to help confirm that you are staying at the host hotel or you have other arrangements. And if you are staying at the host hotel, have you booked your room yet? Did you not submit the room request form, or are you staying with another attendee? Because we want to make sure that we take care of you first. Speaking of which, we did have some feedback on our social outlets that individuals wanted to book at the host hotel, but they're not going to be here for all of Drenched Fur 10 to attend all of the events for the run package. And there was some information that may not have been understood about the way that we set up registration this year. The host hotel is being held for all of the run registrants. And the reason the committee came to that decision is, unfortunately, in past years where we have sold out the host hotel, individuals who were only participating in part of the run weekend were taking up a room, say, for one night, and that was blocking out anybody who actually paid for a full run package to be in the host hotel location. And this year, because of our contract with the hotel, more than half of the run fee is actually going to the hotel and for the catered meals that they're providing. So that was a priority, that individuals who are actually enjoying that part of the run, which are the meals, are actually going to be on premises or in the facility. And we recognize, I myself, as well as the rest of the committee, know that this is not optimal. It's in one aspect not fair to individuals who want to stay at the host hotel but are not going to be there all weekend. However, we think this is the best to make available for individuals who are going to plan to be there Thursday or Friday through Sunday morning, especially enjoying the meals that they're on property. That said, we did book the Overflow Hotel prior to registration even beginning, and that's the Comfort Inn on 12th Street. It is approximately just exactly 1 mile away from the Clarion. It is also managed by the Clarion ownership, so they are able to do the booking for us. And some of you have already started booking over at the Overflow Hotel because you were following the information that we set up for this year's policy, and I thank you for doing that. And because we're looking at selling out very soon, we're going to continue to book over at the Overflow. It's an easy walking distance. We're going to have nonstop shuttle service throughout the course of the weekend. You contact the hotel, let them know that you're traveling from one to the other, and they'll take care of you that way as well. So we're looking forward actually to a really great run this year. In addition to the hotel, we are currently at 76% for run registrations, so that's awesome. We are record breaking in our numbers over all the years. We ended January ahead of where we were last year, so that's pretty exciting. It's quite possible we might sell out by the end of February this year, which would be nice. But we'll see how that goes. You know, we know that some folks are kind of waiting and holding on some things. Speaking of holding on things, part of the reason I didn't do the video in January is that we had questions about the tours that are taking place on Friday and Saturday afternoon. And I've been waiting to hear back from our tour operator about what they've been working on so I could provide some more concrete information, an idea of what we're doing. So first off, on the Friday afternoon, we're doing a brewery tour, which is all new for us. And the plan with the brewery tour is to go to a couple of locations. One of them is Erie Brewing, which is a local brewery here in Erie that makes a variety of beers that are very popular and served at local establishments. We're also looking at going to the Lavery Brewing Company, which is actually out in Erie County, so it's not here in the city, so we'll be taking a trip out to there, and they're well known for the selections that they have as well. Then the plan is to go to lunch at the brewery, which is the old train station downtown that was converted and made into a brew pub years ago. And then another option we're looking at is to go to what's called the Tap House, which is in downtown Erie and has a large variety of draft beers on tap. So obviously it's called the brewery tour for a reason. It's all tied to the beer theme, and we're looking forward to being able to put that together and finalizing it, those details. Also, this year, something new that we're doing is called a foodie tour, and we're doing one on Friday and another one on Saturday. Currently, the plan is that both days are going to have different locations that they're going to be stopping at, but overall, the foodie tour is about going to places here in Erie and around the county that are providing made foods here in Erie or are, providing a store of selections. So, for example, Furman Cider Mill is well known in Erie and originally was in one location. It's in a new location with a country store. They actually press cider there in the fall. So they will not be actually making fresh cider, but they'll be able to explain the process of how that happens. You can purchase some of the cider, of course. There will be the bakery that they have, which has great selections, as well as other local made foods in the store. We're also looking to go to Romelo's Chocolate to get a tour there. So, of course, who doesn't love chocolate? It's one of 3 family companies here in Erie that does chocolate that's well known. We're also looking to go to Mason Farms, which some of you may recognize the name. They've advertised and sponsored with us in the past. They're actually near the Host Hotel. They actually do kind of a country store with a garden house concept that'll be opening up right about the time that we're having the run. And they've done baked goods for us in the past, the cookies perhaps, if you've had those at the after hours. We've used them in the past. We're also possibly looking to have after lunch going to a diner for ice cream sundaes, which I think is pretty exciting down in Presque Isle. And speaking of lunch, we're looking to go to the Puffer Belly restaurant in downtown Erie, which is actually an old vintage historical landmark firehouse that has been converted and is actually very well loved here in Erie. So, of course, everything has a theme. It's pretty much about tasting, eating, shopping. It's all about food. And there's a couple other places that we have in mind we want to go to, and I don't want to say anything yet because we don't have anything locked down, especially on these ideas, but basically going to a place that services food or makes food on location here in Erie. So you may not necessarily know the name, you may know the name. We're hoping that we can kind of square up some of those details. So more about that as things come along. And of course, if anybody has any further questions, feel free to contact us. The best way to do that is you can send us an email at info@drenchedfur.com, or you can actually reach out to us on one of our social outlets, post in Facebook, send a message, you can send email, like I said, any of those things will work. Also, a couple other things before I wrap up. We are almost completely filled with our vendor allotment for this year. We're happy that a portion of our vendors are actually going to be returning from last year, and some new folks as well. And right now, for anybody that was thinking about vending, when you go to the Run website, we actually removed the vendor registration option because we're trying to confirm that we have enough space for our current amount of vendors that have signed up. and we'll be able to kind of play that by ear in the next couple of weeks. And for the vendors that have registered with us, we're confirming the last of the details about, how much space they need, meaning tables, and then measuring the area that we're going to be at. For those of you that attended last year, you know that we've switched hotels, so the layout is going to be different for us this year. So we're actually pretty excited about what we're doing with that. And another item is, if you weren't aware, we have sponsorship opportunities for the run this year. You can actually sponsor an event itself or the overall run. You could do it as an individual, as an entity, an organization, a business. If you look at the run schedule on the run website, you'll see, I believe it's an orange text. It says this event is not yet sponsored. And what that is an opportunity for a standalone event that you can sponsor it. And there's more information listed on the website under more, or you can contact us to ask questions. Also, I want to clarify, on Friday, the pool social does say that it's not sponsored yet. We have been approached, but we haven't nailed all the details down on whether or not we're actually going to have someone sponsoring it. So that one is kind of in pending status, but we didn't really want to change the website just yet until it's confirmed. And then lastly, this year we're expanding our volunteer opportunities for the run. We obviously have been growing over the years, and we're doing some new things as well this year. So of course we're going to have volunteering allowed for registration for Thursday and for Friday. And then something new we're looking to do is have help and assistance with the after hours prep and service. For those of you that have attended in the past, you know that we pride ourselves that with the after hours, we actually do a little bit more, we feel, than other runs have done, especially when it comes to putting out food. We recognize, that we want to put out something more than just chips and snacks, that kind of stuff. So we're looking for some assistance with that. And then also, because of the lesson learned from last year with the water park admission situation, we want to help correct that. And we realize that we need more bodies. My committee works very hard for the weekend, but there's only so many of us to get certain things done, and this is one prime opportunity where we need just another person or two with hands, basically, to help out with making sure that everybody gets wristbanded and that flows a lot smoother than it did last year. So all of this obviously is meant to help improve the run overall. For volunteering, when you filled out the registration online, there was a checkbox about volunteering. If you checked yes, we'll be contacting you as we get closer to the run about the opportunities. If you did not check yes, but you're still interested, you can send us an email, reach out to us, and we'll update your registration so that we know that you're interested in that opportunity as well. And like I said, we'll be contacting pretty much about 2 weeks to a week right before the run to confirm what it is that folks are willing to do. For volunteering with us, we have time slots, and then you just pick the time slot that you want. It's very flexible. It allows you to do as much or as little as you want, and that way you can still partake in what's happening with the run, and it gives us, some flexibility on bodies, what we're going to be doing in that case. And that's the majority of the information I had for this installment. I imagine there's going to be more to come. Perhaps we'll be sold out by the end of February with the run registrations. Like I said, the host hotel is filling up, and it looks like we're actually going to be sold out for Friday and Saturday nights, which is awesome for us. And of course, if any of you have questions, feel free to reach out. Again, you can send an email to info@drenchedfur.com. You can also send us information through the Facebook group. If you're not a member of that, you can find that and request to join. Also, if you are a part of the Yahoo group, you can send us an email through that. And that's pretty much it. So I want to thank you all for taking the time and listening to me talk about all these great things. And we look forward to you joining us in roughly 66 days, I think it is, until Drenched Fur 10. Until then, have a great one.